Let me ask you something uncomfortable. How much did you spend last month? Not roughly, not around some number. Exactly. Most people can't answer that. And the scary part, they think the solution is downloading another budgeting app, color-coding spreadsheets, or finally having enough willpower to stop buying coffee. That's not the problem. I'm going to show you why every budgeting system you've ever tried was designed to make you fail. And then I'm going to show you the exact system I use that takes 30 minutes a month, requires zero daily tracking, and actually works long-term. Stay with me, because the last part of this video is where most people's financial life changes. Don't skip it. Here's the truth nobody in the personal finance world wants to say out loud. Traditional budgeting is built for robots, not humans. Think about what every popular budgeting method tells you to do. Track every transaction. Categorize every coffee, every grocery run, every random Amazon purchase at 2 a.m. Review it daily. Feel guilty if you go over budget. Start over next month. Repeat. That's not a financial system. That's a punishment system. And researchers at Rice University actually confirmed this. They found that financial improvement doesn't come from obsessive tracking. It comes from consistent, moderate awareness. There's a massive difference between those two things. Here's what happens in real life. You start the month strong. You track everything. Then one week you impulse buy something, or you completely forget about that subscription you signed up for 3 months ago. You open your budgeting app, see the damage, feel embarrassed, and you close it. And then you never open it again. That's called the shame response. And it kills more budgets than overspending ever will. So what's the alternative? Every single business on earth, from a street food stall to Apple, tracks one thing religiously: the profit and loss statement. The P&L, it's dead simple. At the top, you have revenue, everything coming in. In the middle, you have expenses, everything going out. At the bottom, you have net profit or net loss. If the bottom line is positive, the business is growing. If it's negative, the business is dying. Now here's the question. Why don't we run our personal finances the same way? Because we do have a top line. That's your salary, your freelance income, your side hustle, even birthday money. We have a middle section: rent, subscriptions, groceries, nights out. And we have a bottom line: how much is left at the end of the month. The problem is most people have no idea what their personal bottom line actually is. They're running a business with no financial state, blind. This system fixes that. And it doesn't require an accounting degree or a spreadsheet obsession. Here's exactly how it works. Once a month, that's it. Once you sit down for about 30 minutes and build your personal P&L, write down every source of money that came in this month. Your paycheck, any side income, reimbursements from friends, anything. Add it up. That's your top line. Simple. These are your non-negotiables: rent or mortgage, utilities, insurance, minimum debt payments, internet. Write them all down. These numbers barely change month to month, so after the first time, this step takes about 5 minutes. This is where most people get tripped up in traditional budgeting. But here, you're not tracking every individual purchase. You're just estimating categories. Groceries, roughly how much. Dining out, ballpark. Subscriptions, entertainment, personal care. You don't need exact numbers. Close enough is good enough. Income minus all expenses. That number at the bottom is your financial reality. Not a vague feeling, not an anxiety spiral, a number. Clean, clear, actionable. Here's what's powerful about this. After 2 or 3 months of doing this, patterns emerge that you never would have noticed otherwise. You'll see that you're spending way more on food delivery than you realized, or that your subscriptions have quietly multiplied, or that your income actually fluctuates more than you thought. The data tells the story. You don't have to guess anymore. Now, once a month is your big picture moment. But there's also a small weekly habit that keeps everything on track. Pick one day. Sunday morning works great. And spend 10 minutes doing 3 things only. 1. Check your account balances. Checking savings, credit cards, just look. 2. Scan what's coming up this week. Any big expenses, bills due, anything unusual. 3. Glance at recent transactions for anything weird. Unauthorized charges, forgotten subscriptions, anything that doesn't look right. That's it. 10 minutes. No judgment, no guilt, no shame spiral, just awareness. Think of it like checking your mirrors while driving. You're not analyzing traffic patterns, you're just staying aware enough to not crash. Okay, so now you have your net profit or net loss. What do you actually do with it? If your number is positive, you have surplus money, here's the exact priority order. First, build your emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of expenses sitting in a high-yield savings account. Right now, these accounts are offering 4 to 5% APY, which means your emergency fund is actually growing while it sits there. Don't keep it in a regular savings account earning nothing. Second, attack high-interest debt. Anything above 7 or 8% interest rate. Credit cards, personal loans. Pay those down aggressively because the interest is silently eating your wealth every single day. Third, contribute to tax-advantaged retirement accounts. At minimum, get your full employer 401k match. That's literally free money. Then max out a Roth IRA if you can. Future you will be unreasonably grateful after those 3. Now you invest, save for goals, or enjoy the surplus intentionally. If your number is negative, you're spending more than you make. The P&L actually helps here too, because now you can see clearly. Is the problem the income side or the expense side? Variable expenses are always the first place to cut. They're flexible. Fixed expenses are harder to change quickly. But if you need to fix the income side, a raise, a new job, a side hustle, monetizing a skill, the P&L shows you exactly how much you need to change things by. No guessing, just math. 3 things make this system sustainable long-term. Automate everything you can. Savings transfer on payday, automatic. Bill payments, automatic. Investment contributions, automatic. Every time you remove a decision, you remove the chance to make the wrong one. Automation is the cheat code of personal finance. Use separate accounts for separate purposes. One account for daily spending, one for your emergency fund, one for specific savings goals. When the money is visually separated, you stop accidentally spending your emergency fund on concert tickets. Do a quarterly review. Every 3 months, spend 30 minutes looking at the bigger trend. Are you moving in the right direction? Are your goals still the same? Does anything need adjusting? Quarterly is enough. You don't need to obsess monthly. Here's the thing I want you to really hear before you close this video. This system is not about restriction. It's not about punishing yourself for enjoying your life. It's not about squeezing every dollar until it screams. It's about intentionality. When you know your number, your real, actual monthly net, you get to make conscious choices. You can decide that dining out is worth it to you, or that 3 streaming services are one too many, or that your current income genuinely isn't enough for the life you want, and it's time to do something about that. Financial clarity doesn't constrain your life. It funds the life you actually want. Most people will watch this video, nod along, and do nothing. Don't be that person. Right now, before you scroll to the next video, open your bank app. Pull up last month's statements. Spend 30 minutes building your first personal P&L. That single action puts you ahead of the majority of people who will spend their entire lives feeling anxious about money without ever actually looking at it clearly. You now have the system. Go use it. And if you want to know what comes next, how to actually grow the money you're saving, how compound interest works, and why starting even small today matters more than you think, that video is right here. I'll see you there. Subscribe for weekly videos on building real financial freedom. No fluff, no gimmicks.